Some would argue that the year 1984 represents the absolute height of the 80s. The launch of classic television shows and movies, the memorable ad campaigns that kept us laughing, or better yet, buying, and all of the excitement that still keeps 1984 fresh in our minds. It was a year that was made famous by George Orwell, and rather than delivering us a surveillance state, the year delivered an unforgettable explosion of popular culture that we have not seen the likes of since. On January 9th, Van Halen released their sixth and most successful album called What Else? 1984. The album featured the popular songs Jump, Panama, and the MTV favorite Hot for Teacher. 1984 would be the last Van Halen album with the original four band members. January 10th introduced us to Clara Peller, and it was the first time she asked, "Where's the beef?" in a commercial for the Wendy's hamburger chain. The slogan quickly became a catchphrase, and Wendy's sales jumped 31% in a single year. On January 17th, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that the private use of home VCRs to tape TV programs for later viewing did not violate federal copyright laws. This ruling opened the floodgate for VCR sales, changing the landscape of TV watching forever. On January 24th, following their iconic Super Bowl commercial, Apple Computer released its revolutionary Macintosh personal computer. At the time of the launch, the Macintosh was far from a hit, and far from being affordable, yet the original model succeeded in forever changing computing for the entire world. During the Winter Olympics held in Sarajevo, Bill Johnson became the first American male to win the Olympic gold in alpine skiing on February 16th. That same day, the three-time men's figure skating world champion, Scott Hamilton, also won gold. On March 19th, CBS premiered a new sitcom called Kate and Allie. Susan St. James and Jane Curtin starred in the title roles as divorced mothers raising their children together in the same house. On March 30th, the world's most valuable tip was given at a Yonkers, New York pizzeria. A New York police detective named Robert Cunningham offered waitress Phyllis Pinzo half of a dollar lottery ticket, so they both chose 3 numbers each, and the next day, they won $6 million. On April 1st, singer and songwriter Marvin Gaye was shot and killed by his own father in their Los Angeles home. After an argument escalated into a physical fight, Marvin Gaye Sr. took a revolver given to him by his son and shot him 3 times in the chest. On April 21st, after a 37-week run, Michael Jackson's Thriller album finally fell to number 2. It was knocked off by the movie soundtrack for Footloose. On June 4th, Bruce Springsteen released his 7th album called Born in the USA. When the album was first released, it was a massive commercial success, producing 7 top 10 singles. Born in the USA became Springsteen's most commercially successful album, and it was also the first album put on a CD that was manufactured in the United States. June 8th brought us 2 iconic film franchises, with Gremlins and Ghostbusters both being released. Both films were successful, but Ghostbusters would go on to be the biggest box office hit of the year. On June 11th, a game show contestant on Press Your Luck, named Michael Larson, won over $110,000 by memorizing the patterns to avoid hitting any whammies. On June 22nd, the movie The Karate Kid was released. The film starred Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita, and was a sleeper hit that had every kid in the neighborhood learning how to do a crane kick. June 25th brought us a new album from Prince and the Revolution. Purple Rain was a soundtrack album written entirely by Prince, and it accompanied his film of the same name. The grandiose album is regarded as one of the best albums ever released. On July 12th, Geraldine Ferraro became the first female vice presidential candidate from a major party after Walter Mondale selected her as his Democrat Party running mate. During the Summer Olympics held in Los Angeles, Mary Lou Retton scored a perfect 10 for her final vault to win the individual all-around competition on August 3rd. With the gold medal win, she became the first American woman ever to win the event. A week later, on August 11th, Carl Lewis duplicated Jesse Owens' 1936 feat by winning his fourth Olympic gold of the Games. On September 14th, the very first MTV Video Music Awards aired, giving Madonna the stage as viewers watched her provocative performance of the song Like a Virgin. The Video of the Year award was handed out to The Cars for their video of You Might Think. On September 16th, the first broadcast of Miami Vice occurred on NBC. The first episode was a 2-hour movie titled Brother's Keeper, and it introduced the world to cops Sonny Crockett and Ricardo Tubbs. The episode also featured the music of Cyndi Lauper and Phil Collins. On October 2nd, a young man from Jeffersonville, Indiana, named John Schnatter, sold his 1971 Camaro in order to open the first Papa John's Pizza. The chain would go on to invent pizza dipping sauces and become a leader in pizza delivery across the country. On October 26th, The Terminator, directed by James Cameron and starring bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger, opened in theaters. The sci-fi movie made Arnold a bona fide action star and offered up one of the best catchphrases in movie history with "I'll be back." On November 6th, incumbent Republican President Ronald Reagan was re-elected in another landslide, winning 49 states against Democrat Walter Mondale. Closing out the year on a Christmas note, on December 18th, the television movie A Christmas Carol, starring George C. Scott, premiered on CBS. The made-for-TV movie is considered by many to be the definitive adaptation of Dickens' literary classic. During the premiere, IBM was the official sponsor, having purchased every commercial spot for the 2-hour television event, dubbed "A New Powerful Presentation of the Most Loved Ghost Story of All Time."